Michele Bachmann did an interview with the Washington Free Beacon, and she spoke about her very last interaction with the president since she's on her way out of Congress. So she went to the White House Christmas party, and she had her and her family take a picture with the president. And then she says, quote, "I turned to the president and I said something to the effect of, 'Mr. President, you need to bomb the Iranian nuclear facilities because if you don't, Iran will have a nuclear weapon on your watch and the course of world history will change.'" And he got his condescending smile on his face and laughed at me and said, "Well, Michele, it's just not that easy." And I said to him, "No, Mr. President, you're the president. It will happen on your watch and you'll have to answer to the world for this." And that was it. And then I left and said, "Merry Christmas." Oh my goodness. This woman was in Congress. She was in Congress. Now, keep her comments in mind as I read to you what's really happening with Iran. This is from this year. Quote, "The latest report from the United Nations nuclear watchdog shows that Iran is thus far following the terms of the interim deal signed between Tehran and the international community last fall, reducing stockpiles of enriched uranium and granting unprecedented access." Now, to be clear about the situation, the negotiations have been extended and they're trying to come up with a permanent agreement at the moment, but the IAEA has been crystal clear, the International Atomic Energy Agency, from day one until today, that Iran has followed accordingly with all of the provisions of the interim deal, and they've done a fine job so far. And also, she's disregarding the fact, Michele Bachmann is, that the leader of Iran, of course, other than the Ayatollahs, is Hassan Rouhani. Hassan Rouhani was the most moderate candidate available in the election, and he's said nothing but positive things on this issue, where he said on Western media, he said, "We don't even want a nuclear weapon." And his reasoning is, well, we know that that would provoke America to attack us, and they've wanted to attack us for the longest time, so we don't want to give them any reason whatsoever to want to attack us. So we don't want a nuclear weapon. All they want is the right, as they have internationally, by the way, to have nuclear facilities to create nuclear power for their power grid, for electricity and whatnot. You have to remember, man, this isn't just me talking here. This is the IAEA, the people who do all of the research and the people who are on the ground there and they do the inspections. And what have they said all along? There is no threat. They're not creating a nuclear weapon. They're not doing it. So when somebody like Michele Bachmann, who's just bathed in ignorance, comes out and says, "I don't care what the IAEA says. I don't care about the UN. I don't care about the peace negotiations, which went well and are still happening right now. I don't care about any of that. Bomb them because something. Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, conservative media said they're bad. I think they're bad. Bush and Cheney wanted to attack them. I don't know. Just fucking attack them because something." I mean, the kind of person that it takes to say something like that, you're not a good person if your first thought, without having, never mind all the facts, she doesn't have any of the facts, and she jumps right to, "Why don't we attack?" I don't understand. Is that the only language you speak, Michele? The only language you speak? I don't need to know everything. I just want to attack. But why? But why? Is Iran really a threat to the United States of America? Their military budget is like 1/19,000th of ours. And if you look at the history of Iran in the United States, we were the aggressor and we were the people who were wrong from day one. Now, naturally, it goes without saying, I don't agree with the Ayatollahs, and I don't agree with the fundamentalist government, and I don't agree with the religion. No question about that. And that makes it easy to demonize them and say, you know what, they're the crazy ones in every aspect. But when you look at the history, you know we overthrew their government in 1953, the elected leader, Mohammad Mossadegh, and put in the Shah, a dictator. And the reason we did it was to take their oil. So you know we've been wrong all along. In the Iran-U.S. relationship, it's the United States that is completely wrong. And Michele Bachmann wants to continue going down the path of wrongness. And the final thing I'll say is, how Christian of you, Michele. No, isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing that one of the most uber-Christian, religious, Jesus-loving congresspeople who just gave a speech, a farewell speech on the floor of Congress, speaking endlessly about Moses and the Ten Commandments and the Bible and Jesus. This person is the same person that is begging President Obama to go to war and to bomb a nuclear facility. The contradictions and the disconnections and the disassociations that exist in the far-right Christian conservative's mind is something that I will never fully understand, because I don't even think they fully understand it.